Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. We're doing a quick pole barn video update. Was asked a few things, and I am going to start with some things I don't like about the pole barn that I wouldn't have known. You see that flue pipe for the up heater? Every year, snow comes off, rips the little vent off. Then I get to back the truck up, put a ladder in it, so unscrew it and put a new vent on there. Otherwise, it's going to fill up with birds. Also, I'm sure you noticed, I got to protect the air conditioner because of the way the roof is. The other thing I wish the property would have allowed me to do, and problems with some permitting, is I really wish these doors face the sun. That's a real problem. I can't get in and out of there for a while. Other than that, outside wise, I'm pretty happy. Come on in, Ollie. Inside, I have been very, very happy with the heating. The radiant heat has worked flawlessly since the day we turned it on. And the reason for that is we can get a 70-degree differential. That's it. When it's 35 below out, it's 35 degrees at that sensor right there. So that's it. So not only does that buy a little extra, but also when it's cold out, I don't have to ramp the shop up before I come out. So if I keep the shop at 48, 50 degrees, or well, depending on how cold it is, sometimes 40 degrees, I can come in here, warm this room up real quick using that, and at least the air is warm. The tools are still cold then, but it eventually catches up. I'm actually very happy that I put the extra space between the doors. It gives me a couple of options. One being, I can open doors without hitting the car next to it. The height, love that I did the height. Sorry about all the cardboard. We haven't gone out to doing a burn for a while. So the height with the lifts, that works great. I'm so glad I put a few windows in up high to let some light in and to tell me what time of day it is. The air system has worked flawlessly. The pallet racking, really great use of $900. That has worked out great. And the only thing I want to change here is I haven't found a solution I like, but I want lights underneath these. I just haven't found something I like yet. Having this closable door between the two sides, that has been great. Although, to be fair, I definitely work in this room a lot more than I thought I would. Having this extra space here to stack all the rolling tools has also been very handy. Otherwise, where would they go? Planning for the fridge. That door was literally planned around the rack and the fridge being there. That worked out well for me. Your mileage may vary. That was a great investment. That's $1,000 well spent. It makes the difference for a couple weeks every year in this room on whether or not I can be in here to work. The building's pretty well insulated, but the sun out here can be powerful in the summer. Having the lifts, that's worked out great. These cheap Chinese lifts, in fact, this one I bought in 2011, I think. This is the one that used to be up in the garage. And Sid and Jeff helped me carry it down. This has worked flawlessly in all of that time. In fact, to the point where I actually bought a bigger version that goes higher and is a little wider, because I bought the name brand bend pack lift, and I absolutely hate this thing. This lift is horrible. And it's not, build quality or anything like that. This is sandpaper. If you're trying to actually use this to work, if your arm or your elbow hits that, you're bleeding. So that's terrible. These ramps, they don't come off like the Chinese one does. So I had to wedge some boards in there. Hopefully they don't fall on a car, because otherwise, how do you get a car under there to park? So real unhappy with that. I also don't like that I have to hook an air line up to lower the lift. You have to have an air line to do it, as opposed to these is mechanical. Never had any problem with that. Every now and then you got to just tighten, the little jam nuts might back off. Tighten those up. Not a big deal. This micro heater here, or boiler, has worked flawlessly since the day I turned it on. I've never thought about it ever again. You know, all of this stuff it just works. Once we got the heat kind of balanced, I no longer even cared about being able to get at that stuff. It just works. Very, very, very happy with that. I've had no issues whatsoever, you know, knock on wood. Let's see, what else? Report-wise, as far as energy efficiency, I don't have my natural gas broken up between the house and the shop. They're teed from the same meter. The first year it happened, I didn't see more than about a 20-25% impact on my bill, which is now quite a lot of money because natural gas is very expensive now. But still, I don't think it's uneconomical to keep this 2,000 square feet of workspace that's 15 feet high heated and cooled to work in. So, you know, you got to think about what it's for. Oh, ShopDog enjoys it in here. I had not originally planned on the televisions and the computer and all that. That kind of just sort of happened. That has worked out well. I got these two 50-inch TVs on clearance for like $180 a piece. So I couldn't argue with that. And then, you know, use some splitters and stuff so I can have the same thing going on both sides. Put some sound bars with subwoofers on each side. And yes, it's always a mess in here. It's always going to be a mess in here. This is a working area, and I'm always working on 2 or 3 things at a time. You know, and that's part of why one of the things that I do recommend for anybody trying to do this is wheels. You know, that's very handy right there. I can just move that. If I need it somewhere else, I can move it. I can move that cart. I can move this cart. Even the lifts can be moved. I have casters that bolt onto that point, and you can slide them side to side. Very, very handy. Even my ancient toolbox, we added wheels to a few years back just to make my life easier. The benches, wheels don't work out well for them, but I have that pallet jack. It picks them up no problem. So, you know, anything you can do, because no matter how you plan your shop, it's going to change how you use it. You know, what do they say? Best laid plans, you know, nothing survives contact with the enemy, you know, all those things. So having all this workspace has been absolutely wonderful. I enjoy it. In fact, I wish I had more storage, but this was as much as I was allowed to build. It's obviously not exactly what I wanted to build or where I wanted to build it originally, but this has worked out very, very well. One of the other things I really wish I could have done differently is because of the way the grading had to work. Moisture does pool here, not as bad as it used to after the landscaping, but at this time of year when there's no drainage, that's ice under that snow. So, you know, that's always a problem. But outside of that, I've been very happy that everything has held up. The lighting has held up fantastically. I couldn't be happier with these lights, and it seems silly, but being able to set them at whatever level you want the brightness to be in the room, that has worked out well. Having water's worked out. I never did get around to heating the water. In fact, I stole that circuit to do the air conditioning. It was more important, but it hasn't really been a hindrance, so not too worried about it at this stage. Having the big insulated doors has been handy. You know, yeah, this has worked out very well for me. So anyway, I promised I would make an update on the shop. This is going to be it. Just a single take, me wandering around with the dog, talking and mumbling. Hopefully this answers any questions anybody had. But yeah, at this point, I am very happy with this shop. It has worked out very well. Breaking the electric off and the circuits the way I did has worked out great. I've never had any tripping issues, no problems at all. So yeah, I recommend many of the features I went with. They've worked out well. And ShopDog's eating a little snow. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a good day.